Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
Go on, everybody.
Back to talk one of our favorites. This is Farmer Wants a Wife. This is the US version, season 2, episode 4. You're going to have to step up your flirting game. Uh, Go and like and subscribe. We cover every episode of Farmer Wants a Wife. Also on the playlist, we did just have a few minutes with Farmer Ty and Farmer Mitchell. Get to have some questions with them. Really short interview. It's like 7-8 minutes long. So part of a press junket. So you can check that out. Hoping that maybe we get an opportunity in the future to speak with the other farmers as well. But hope you guys enjoy that. Brian, there were 4 one-on-one dates and really just frankly like a pretty normal episode of Farmers. Got to see kind of a little bit of a balance of life, a little bit of play. And we get to meet some family members as well. So I guess just off the top, man, like what's your big takeaway or who would you like to start with?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could start with Ty, but I think like obviously we were going to meet his daughter at some point. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm glad we did it sooner rather than later when like she can give a little bit more input to, I guess, more women that are there.
Yeah.
And one thing I like about the show is like I love that the fact that this is just jumping around, but like the fact that you don't need to eliminate all the time, like it's up to you. And I think that takes a lot of pressure off. Like you want to build, you're gonna like work on the connections that you do have, and if somebody is unfortunately not working, you can send them home. But like I think that is one thing that I really like about the show is that like they seem like they want to be there. Like everybody there wants to be there. They're trying to work on a connection, and that's kind of like what I like. We watched so many episodes of other shows this week, and it's just like this. I don't know. I just like this. It feels good.
Yeah, no. I like that for as far as like for being on the show itself, probably it's probably a great
Yeah.
stress reliever, right? As viewers, I think maybe people could be frustrated. However, they have done a good job so far through 4 episodes of making sure it at least features an elimination or
Yeah.
someone choosing to leave. So we did have that this episode. Let's see. So which one would we like to go up for? I guess Rachel.
Yeah.
Rachel with Nathan. This one almost kind of goes against your theory, Brian, and not like saying you're wrong, but she came and said basically, well, I want someone who's going to travel the world with me and I can't find myself settling right now. Do you know the premise of the show?
You're right. You're right. But at least like they come to an understanding, like
Yeah.
it's not going to work. Like there's no bad blood,
No, not at all.
drawn out drama between like this situation. And yeah, yeah. I mean, she's got to go. I mean, you're a farmer. Your roots are planted. Like you're
He
not going.
gave her a ride back. Like it's just so wholesome, right? And then she gave him advice, and that's where the episode title comes from. Is that she said, "Look, man, like you have not been flirting with people. You haven't been really showing any physical touch. And frankly, if one of these other women are going to be your wife or fiance, we need you to
Right.
flirt with us. We need to know you like us." And I do think that is something that is interesting with this show is they're all gentlemen, right? They're all gentlemen. A lot of them don't get to have a ton of like social interaction. It's just the nature of the beast. And so I hope he appreciated it. Frankly, I mean, he did go and talk to the other women afterwards and ask them like what they were feeling. So I think he did take it to heart.
No, I agree. Probably won't see won't see the dividends of it today or maybe even next week, but I think like it'll be good. The hopefully like even when he talks to the other guys, like he could relay that message and maybe they're like, hey, maybe I need to do the same thing too, or maybe have an open discussion on like what he needs to work on. So like the other farmers too. So I mean I thought it was friendly. Wasn't negative on the way out, and that's how it should be sometimes.
Our other elimination this week was Brooklyn. That was an actual elimination. Was that Mitchell, right?
That's Brandon.
That's Brandon.
Yeah.
I get the two of them mixed up.
Yeah, well,
Sorry, Mitch. Yeah,
I
no.
added
Yeah,
that
we
the
know
other
that
day.
because we
Yeah, I
literally did
made
our
an
intro
absolute
the other
fool.
day and had to start.
Made an absolute fool out of myself, but hey, it is what it
No, it's okay. It's okay. But no, yeah. Again, same similar type thing. She was a little bit more shocked. She
is.
wanted to stay, but unfortunately, there just wasn't a connection there. And frankly, like you said, you really with this show more than a lot of other reality shows, it has to be realistic. Like it has to the connection has to be real, and the willingness to adopt this lifestyle has to be real because, like you said, Brian, none of these guys can just leave. They can't.
Yeah, and I mean, based off it, I mean, we had like you said, a small conversation with two of the farmers. Like, I wasn't getting the impression that they were trying to be famous. Like, so like
No.
they're not trying to be like on these shows for clout. So like they're here to play. They're here to like find somebody. So I think it was the right move. Like I mean, she did try. Like I know she was the one who broke her nails like the other day with
Yeah, yeah.
potato sorting, but I mean, she was trying at least, so I got to give her credit for that. But yeah, I mean, he's doing what he's got to do, and that's the point of the show.
Um, you mentioned Lennon and you mentioned with Ty, the one other thing I thought is key to bring up is Ty saying he's not sure if he wants to have any more children. Now I understand Ty's over 40, like that makes sense.
Yeah,
However, I'm assuming all of these women want to come in and have a family. Now, maybe like we saw sort of at the end that maybe some would be fine just being what they call a bonus mom. That's tough though. It
yeah,
is tough. If you're asking someone to come move in with you, adopt that lifestyle, I think it's pretty realistic expectation that you'd like to have grow your own family as well within obviously within Lennon being there. We only had that touched on a little bit, mainly with Amy who
yeah,
brought that up, but I do want to see episodes going forward them address that because it's important.
yeah. I think they will, and I mean, she came back and said something to them, didn't she?
Yeah, well, she mentioned it. Well,
The
that
girls.
was the only moment of the episode to me that seemed like a little bit producered, where
Yeah,
they're like, "Oh, so any concerns?" It's like,
yeah,
why would
right.
she have concerns? But like, they obviously needed her to
I mean, yeah,
share
yeah. I
that with
think
the
that's for the
group.
betterment of the contestants.
No, for sure.
Oh yeah, because that's a big deal. I mean, I think I liked what I saw from Megan today. Like, I think that her being a teacher, bonding with Lennon, and like surprisingly, Lennon wants to do like some of the same, be a teacher. I mean, coincidentally, it's both sixth grade science teachers, but
Yeah,
I thought that was a good bond. And like, I mean, obviously, like we're not, you and I are already married, but like other people, if you're going into a relationship and you got to like, you're courting the guy and you got to court the child too. So like, you got to actually talk to her. So
no,
like it was
I
nice that
agree.
she actually tried to have a conversation with her. And I mean that another
Yeah,
thing
she
that
gave
shows she
feedback.
might,
I thought it was great.
yeah, no, I mean she might be number one in the clubhouse for me. In his on his farm for her for him.
We
Be
saw
very
no joy this week too. No joy
well,
bashing.
looks like we're gonna have plenty of joy next week.
Yeah, no joy this week. They saved it. I mean, again, just so everyone knows, we are so far pro joy. We haven't seen anything to raise any red flags yet, other than her being happy and smiling. So, if something does come up, we will give our opinion on that. Yeah, overall, Bry, I mean, that's basically really what I have here. We had a few exits and we have some growing relationships. I am interested to see how next week goes, but over the next like 2, 3 weeks, we really should see it. I really love it when it gets down to everyone having like two women, three women. It
Yeah, like
really
the big decisions. Yeah,
tightens
the
up a little
hoedown
bit.
looks cool. I mean, I've never been to a hoedown, but I'm interested to see how they
No,
do
for
it.
sure. It looks cool.
Yeah,
I mean, good events on this show too. Football tailgate, like a rodeo, like that's
right.
cool. Like
Yeah,
I don't know. I think that
for
makes
sure.
it's all in theme.
For sure.
Like I said at the top, make sure you are liked and subscribed here on the YouTube channel. You get all of our farmers coverage. We cover a lot of things outside of Fox as well, Bravo shows, Bachelor, Survivor, all that type of jazz. So if you're into other types of reality TV or curious about it, check out our other playlists. We also have a TikTok at the Reality Guys, a lot of clips, 60-second reviews from Brian, and yeah, just a lot of funny stuff. So check that out as well. That's growing quickly. But for myself, Brian, everyone at the Reality Guys, thank you so much for watching. Peace.